Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
You're listening to GUFON Radio with Rich Giordano.
My personal belief is that there is very compelling evidence that we may not be alone. My personal belief is that
there has been and is an existing presence, ET presence. It's not going to make a difference. It's not going to change reality.
I believe, as do the other folks that were on the flight that when we visually saw it, that it was something not from this world.
GUFON Radio.
I believe, as do the other folks that were on the flight that when we visually saw it, that it was something not from this world.
You were either in or you were either out, brother.
But the crew is GUFON Radio. GUFON Radio with Rich Giordano.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. I occasionally think how our differences worldwide
GUFON Radio.
we were facing an
Remain
alien
seated,
threat
please.
from outside
Permanecer
this world.
sentados, por favor.
You're listening to GUFON Radio with Rich Giordano.
Seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
You're listening to GUFON Radio with Rich.
Alright. Welcome to GUFON. I'm Rich Giordano. In the name of the Father, the Mother, and all those freaking ghosts. How you doing? Ooh, I like that intro. We'll use that from now on. In the name of the Father and the Son and all those freaking ghosts. How the hell are yous? A goosh all over the ghost world. Tonight, we're going to talk a little bit. I know I did this earlier in the year, but we're going to talk about SkyHub. Yeah, why is MJ Benias' face all over that thumbnail? Why? He wrote an article about it. That's why. Capiche? No capiche? That's a one capiche show already. One capiche, we're only 2 minutes in? Wait a second. All right, I'm going to tell you this right now, and I'll be honest for once. I'm afraid to say it, but that's the last time we have that intro. that intro will be saved for enormous events, like maybe having like Greer on or something, you know, like Luis Elizondo type. You know what I mean? Piss people off even more waiting for 5 minutes for the show to start. I get mad when I see other shows and they have a minute intro and I'm like, let's go. I can't imagine how rude it must feel that I just play that. I should just go to the one that is a minute long, you know, and just end it. The thing I like about the intro is because people don't show up right at 7. So my thought process is, all right, we'll have a 3-minute. Alien Addict added a couple of minutes to it, and it's the 5.5-minute intro. It gets people in their seats. I like looking at all the UFO stuff. It's my intro, and I still like looking at it. So, you know, I don't know. It's just too long. And then I got to explain. That takes long, another minute and a half. And I'm now explaining about explaining. So I'm just... So that's the show. We are going to talk about body language. Absolutely. Why not? Don't you think it's worth it? That's what you need. That's what I need. We need to get sharp on this body language stuff. So we're going to go back to the panel. Those I forget their names, but we'll go back to that panel of 4 people. And we'll hear what they have to say about somebody in the field or not. It's just body language. It's basically people in this field. So, UFO news, videos, all that stuff, still the same old. Nothing's changed. It's the same show. All right, I'm Joe. I'm stupid. I'm just getting over it. It's because I got nothing. Roll call! DJ made it! What do you say? 2 DJs are better than 1 DJ. So we're BJs. Hey, First Floor Audio. Howdy doody. Welcome to see you show up here. Again. I just get surprised when anybody shows up. Forgive me. What happened? Is this thing dead? Did it stop? Nathan Allen, Nathan Nitzke's, Nathan's Hot Dogs. What do you say? How do you be, moderator? Happily Bodge. Happily Bodge. Reesh sounds like Grant Cameltoe. Do I? Is my voice getting high again? Breverington Brandon. What do you say, man? Welcome to the SHOW. Hold on a second, guys. I want to check something out. Okay. Look, you know, I don't understand what's happening. Hey, I got a joker. Look at it. Look at it. What's this? What am I, aerodynamic man here? I didn't notice this. Oh no. I'm not growing hair like I used to anymore. Boy, I tell you, this 1080p at 60 frames a second is stupid. That's what we're at now. Yeah, I fixed the frame rate, and we are juiced up. I mean, you could totally tell. But you see that? We don't need this over here. That's bullshit. I moved it from here to back there. Well, Missy brought it up. She's like, why don't you move it to the back wall? And I go, the last time I had it on the back wall, it's where I started it. It was a big blob. So I moved it closer, and it was a smaller blob. So I said, oh, maybe the camera's working better for some reason. So I moved it back to the back wall, and it's a big blob again. So when the video's playing, I'm going to turn the blob off. What? Yeah, I'm getting the roll call. I was able to go to a DJ. Kay Kaylee is in the house. How you doing? Deep. Oh, I thought it was Deep Prasad. Deep Thought. All right. Now, from now on, it'll never be Deep Prasad again because I know she only listens when she doesn't chime in the chat room, but she listens. Deep Thought. How you doing? Good to see you. Kay Kaylee as well. DHP in the house. Dark Hour. Space Paranormal. You have to have the space if you want to find them on YouTube. It's Dark Hour, space paranormal. Please remember that. Mario Heat. It's like a heat wave. He understands. One capiche show. I say something's wrong. My jaw's like in slow motion. You ever have that? It's like I was doing this yesterday. I felt like my hands were in slow motion. Zach, Diecast. Mansoor, it's called old age, I know. Welcome to the show. All right. I don't know how long I'm going to go on tonight, but I'll go as long as I can. I could already tell something's amiss. Something's amiss. I took a little brownie, the last of it. Probably, it was a normal piece. But, you know, this little thing is like 30 migs. And I usually take 25. I cut them up. I get to 200 and I cut it up into what? 6 pieces? Yeah. No? It's 30. Yeah, and then usually there's some crumbs. I always, the first day I get the brown, I always take a little extra to account for that extra 15 to 20 that's left over. So yeah, each brownie's 369 and then 369 and then there's like the leftovers. It's working. No, it doesn't work that fast. I just took it right before the show started. It doesn't work that fast. Usually at the top of the next hour, it gives me a boost. It starts kicking in. It takes about an hour for that shit. But I feel something already. I don't know what it is. I'm just off, like in a big way. All right, thanks everybody for coming. Not like that's anything new. Game Vet's here. O2, how you doing? Tina, hi Sola. I see ya. I saw ya. I know, that's old now too. God, I just got tired. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're still going. Hey, it's 3 a.m. in England. In the UK for happily, Lee goes, are you ever going to put in the UK time? That's why you see the 3. And then somebody else, Blue Chicken, said, can you put my time in there? So I'm like, all right, 5 p.m.? Is it 5 p.m.? All right. But he's a day ahead. That's so weird. 16 hours ahead, I believe. It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. So, you see the big alien over here, right? That is just the head. That thing goes 8 feet tall, so it'll go up where the blue poster is up there, where the earth is that you can barely see. These are tall ceilings. I think these are, that looks like 10. Yeah, I think it's 10 feet. I used to be able to grab the rim. So that seems like 12 feet to me. That seems 12. I don't know. Jesus. I'm only 4'11", so, you know, for me, everything's tall. That's right. I was going to try to make it in the NBA at 4'11", grabbing the rim. Can you imagine? He's the Italian battalion. It's Rich Giordano. He's only 4'11". The way he's got that basketball, it looks like he's bouncing his own head. He goes in and out of under Shaq's legs, through Kobe Bryant's arms, and he scores! Poor Kobe Bryant. I can't believe he passed away this year. January 19th? Something like that? Did he pass away this year? I remember on TV in January, maybe it was, yeah, in January, at the end of January, they had the memorial service with everybody. I can't believe that happened this year. That's so freaking sad, all those people. Because the helicopter, I don't need to get into it. It was just human error. Let's just put it that way. Foggy human error. Should never happen. So sad. Makes me sad. This is great. Now I am forced to use the YouTube studio. And I get analytics throughout the whole show. I got a little screen for me. Oh, okay. I'm just going to use this from now on then. See, but then I have to switch back to me if I want to change screens. So now I'm back over here and I see me. I see the chat on on the screen. I don't know if I'm going to keep it up there, but I don't know. I like it. It makes it easier for me. What was I going to do? Oh, yeah. So I just wanted to start off. I'm going to get into the Sky-Hub thing here in 5 minutes, maybe 8 minutes, at the bottom of the hour, because I'm going to play this video that I found in the archives of Third Phase of Moon, and I've been holding on to it for like 3-4 days. So I just want to play something a little different. I am now picking videos that are old from Third Phase archives. They got 2,400 videos, 2,500. So here and there, not every day, but I am going to play a video of theirs and see if we I don't remember this one. It's just, I thought, well, you will watch it in 1080p, 60 frames a second, starting now. Hey, that should be at 60. Oh,
all right. We've
it's
had
just
an
the
event
video
over Denver. Now it's happening over Texas.
Okay,
We've got
check out
this
here
video,
in a second,
actually 2 videos from John Linscomb. We're going to be supplying the original link. This just happened about 14 hours ago over Sour Lake, Texas. Here's the raw videos. We're going to get to it.
Last night, just before one of them took off. So maybe
See, I thought this was a crane. Like these are on a crane, but it's not. I think. You'll see. You'll see. You'll see. This is from 2017, by the way, December 14th. See, look at that. If flares don't get that specific, man. But there is a plane, I think, up here.
the lights.
Oh, I get so frustrated with ufology. It's probably drones. Oh no, it's drones.
Blue or green. That's why they.
Wow, look at that. That looks. It could be drones, but I don't think it is. I'll have to ask them if they found out what this was, but you'll see. Keep watching.
Yeah, this looks good, Blake. I'm wondering how far is the airport away from...
Hey, Nathan, did you notice the screen is now filled in completely? It's different now. I thought I'd let you know. You were right.
This particular location, and guess what? We have an answer from the John himself. He says that the airport is like 70 miles away from this particular location, and
That's
he's
not
not
an
aware
airport.
of
Those lights aren't really moved. That bottom
in
right
this
one.
formation over this particular area. What's
Now
going
it's-
on, Blake?
That's what it must be. It's got to be airplanes. This one is coming from there. Now it's getting in line, maybe?
Not exactly sure. Some people are going to say this could be a massive craft in the
Sorry.
air. What John is stating that these things are moving extremely slow. Extremely slow. Let's just roll the video.
Oh, by the way, also coming up tonight, I want to show this if it's okay with Wreakin' Havoc. He got a freaking a cool orb. I won't reveal, but then we're going to spend a few minutes, but he's still doing research. Just a little update on that. Yeah, these are planes. Okay, it's a plane. Yeah, we have these in Arizona. They line up like this, and then they turn towards the airport. They usually put their I learned this while I was droning in Arizona anyway. As far as 50 miles away at night, they turn on their landing lights, depending on a lot of things, weather condition, well, mainly weather condition and traffic too. This is planes. That sucks. That really does. Let's see how it pans out. I didn't watch the whole thing. I think it's planes. Maybe I'm wrong. God, I hope so. But I feel pretty confident. I made the same mistake too when yep, there's another plane coming in for the landing. I made the same mistake in Arizona when they come over the mountains. Oh yeah, and also topography comes into play too. In Arizona, when planes are coming in from the east, they fly over the McDowell Mountains, and then they circle around the city and come back in. But they turn those lights on, I think it's exactly 30 miles from the airport. Yeah, it's wild. And then they start lining up. Now, when we have dust storms or storms rolling in, those planes get rerouted west, and then they start lining up, and we get, once in a while, we're like, what are these lights? And I'm like, there's a storm coming from the northeast, so they rerouted the planes to come in landing from the west. They just flew over the storms or around them, and now they're lining up. And the reason we don't see it and we think it's UFOs because it's not something that's happening all the time. You know what I mean? It's not something that's Oh, that's a little off, isn't it? Why am I so small here? Hold on. Well, let me fix this. How did I do that? That is bizarre of me. How's that for action? Action Jackson. What? Oh, I think I did it for the show last night. But it's off. Oh, I see. That's this. Look, it's off. Okay, I still have those things. I'm not doing any banners or anything like that. All right. Do we have an answer? I'm going to fast forward. I think they show us daytime. Yeah, here we go. Watch.
John captured this the day before, so this is getting strange. Here's the second video.
If it's the same route, it's obviously airport.
Two lights.
But that would be cool if it was aliens just constantly showing up. Rich, but you don't know 100%. Well, before in the night video, I saw a plane. One of the lights turned and went to the left, and it was flashing. So yeah, I'm 100% confident these are planes. 100%.
Can't see the little planes flying around, but there's.
You can never say that. Rich, no.
Like they're
what are you doing?
Flying around.
What is this?
The bigger lights.
All right, I'm pretty confident this is planes. All right, next. What is this? Oh, these are songs made by
Phase of Moon. The
Paul
strangest
Barrett.
things. "12 brand new tracks heard by millions on your favorite channel, Third Phase of Moon."
Oh, that's a cool one.
Available on
we
iTunes,
know that one,
Amazon,
Deja Vu.
and music streaming services.
That's the porno moon. Yeah, I got your pizza right here. I got nothing on this one. Oh. Phase, moon, mama moon. Oh, look at this. All right, so there's 12 new tracks. All right, pretty cool. Anyway, that is easy. We're going to end this 3 minutes earlier than I thought. So we saved a little time because no reason to how about that last night? How come the room is white? Oh, it is. Oh, it's my glasses. Okay. It's that stupid alien. I'm going to turn that off. I don't like it. It's just a blob. It's a blob of stuff. That debate last night, I got to tell you, wow, Trump was all over, huh? Did Third ever release it on vinyl? No. Well, it's not Third, but it's that guy, Paul Barrett, I believe is his name. Isn't it? Paul Barrett? Hold on. Yeah, Paul Barrett. 2 R's, 2 T's in Barrett. How do you submit music? Just send it to goofonradio@gmail.com. I'll take care of it. What else you guys talking about? His chat room's moving too fast. Who's here? She's bred for TVs. 5'7" with an unproportionately large head. No, I'm 4'11" with an unproportionately large head. I'm 4'11", if nobody knows. 4'11". No, I'm 4'12". I'm 4'12". I'm 4'12". When I wear my lifts. When I wear lifts. You know, when you're in school, I remember 7th grade. Now, for some reason, in 5th and 6th grade, I was the taller kid in class. 7th and 8th grade, I dropped to that bottom third of tallness, and that goes with everybody, girls too. So I remember going to the first dance, whatever, and we had to put you couldn't hug them like you wanted them. You had to put your hands on the hips of the girl, basically, and teachers were like, no. That's what they did at my school anyway. The chaperones? No, it was at the school gym. But, yeah, that's how it was back then. 1981. Damn. 82. That's weird. Nicole Sackich came through the back door. What's up, Nikki S? Neil that security. Welcome, the moderator of debate. The moderator of the debate. Yeah, I agree, Neil the security. The moderator, Chris Wallace. Listen to this. Now, we could say Trump interrupted, which he did. But how many times was he interrupted by Chris Wallace compared to Joe Biden? Joe Biden got interrupted by Wallace 15 times. It's a lot. Trump got interrupted by Chris Wallace 77 times. 79? 77. 77 times. Chris Wallace was debating with Trump. Chris Wallace, in a way, I feel bad for the guy. He sounded like he was quivering, a little bit, like he was nervous. They all were. You could see Biden's hands were a little shaky. They were in the beginning. Trump looked kind of a little bit too cool. Man, he was high as fuck. No, I don't know. But Biden just looked. Now, this is what I've been hearing. People are saying Trump was awful. He did interrupt. He did. He was the first person to interrupt. We remember we looked it up. Took me an hour. What they're saying is Trump is out of control. He's a racist because of that stupid... because he wouldn't say, I denounce all racist groups or something like that. And he wouldn't say it. At first he said... Chris Wallace asked him and he said, I do. I've said it before. Well, can you say it now? Like, why is Chris Wallace pushing so hard on Trump? He barely pushed Biden. And when Biden started fumbling around and Pat Walker, Texas Ranger, pointed this out, and I looked it up. It's going all around. Biden was wearing a wire. Let me pull that shit up. I thought it was bullshit. Not only that. Hold on, I'm pulling it up.
You've got to provide these.
I'm pretty sure Biden is being spoon-fed the answers because he would look right at the camera for no reason. And did you notice when Chris Wallace would distract Trump while Biden was looking for answers? He would talk to Trump while Biden was stuttering around. You could see Biden, he gave Biden time to look up stuff. Right? Isn't that what happened? Or think about it? I didn't know. You can't bring notes to these things, can you? Oh, he means like he was getting the answers from the earpiece. Oh, I thought you meant he was going through papers. Well, I thought he was getting answers through an earpiece all night. I only said it once because I wouldn't think that that would happen. But you know when astronauts are in space and supposedly up in space and they are using that augmented reality bullshit where there's nothing there in front of them, but they're making motions, like that one guy putting stuff on a shelf and there's nothing in his hand. And then you see later on the computer goes, here it is. And then you see him grabbing shit in midair. It was weird. Well, watch this, because this is even, it's just as weird. There's something going on. Either 3, 2, 1.
Businesses the ability to have the money to be able to reopen with the PPE as well as with the sanitation they need. You have to provide them
Nancy
plastic.
Pelosi.
Well, he's just shush for a minute. The plan is you've got to provide these businesses the ability to have the money to be able to reopen with the PPE as well as with the sanitation they need. You have to provide them
Nancy
plastic.
Pelosi.
Well, he's just shush for a minute.
You've got to provide these businesses the ability to have the money to be able to reopen with the PPE as well as with the sanitation they need. You have to provide them Nancy Pelosi.
It just disappears.
Well, he's just shush.
Did it go up in his sleeve?
Ability to have the money to be able to reopen with the PPE.
I don't understand.
As well as with the sanitation they need.
That's clipped on. That's a clip on. And I'm not sure if that's a microphone. I wonder if that's a microphone. Why would an earpiece be down here? Maybe it's just a microphone? You think? I don't understand it. I mean, this day and age, if he was going to wear, like, I don't understand. What does he put this up to his ear and listen? I don't know what this means. How could this be a listening device? Anybody know?
You have to provide them Nancy Pelosi. Well, he's just shush for a minute. Tell it to Nancy Pelosi and Schumer. By the way,
Bob McGuire's
Nancy
here?
Pelosi and Schumer, as well as with the sanitation they need.
I didn't know if Bob was going to come here.
Nancy Pelosi.
Bob want to come on and talk? Do you want to come on? You want to talk about the? Because I just thought of something to do tonight. And I thought I would just give a review on what I think could happen to ufology with this. And I didn't. I thought of the show minutes, like an hour, almost an hour before I was supposed to go live. So does he want to come on? He does? Oh. All right. Well, hold on. I'll put the number in the chat room. Holy crap. Well, thanks, man. Because I really want to pick your brain now. Oh, my God. I can't believe this just happened. All right, let me open up the phone line. Give me a second here. What a surprise. Bob McGwier from SkyHub. Unbelievable. It's coming on the show. This is phenomenal. Hold on. Oh, no, there's an update. Hold on. There's always something with Skype, man. I should have used Zoom, but I'll just have you call in. Hold on, something else just happened here. All right, here we go. Let me pull it up, make sure everything's right before I have you do this. I just don't want you to call in and have it not work. So let me make sure I got all that. That looks good. Calling features disabled for the forward. Okay. All right. I am going to keep this on. Now does Bob, I'll ask him if he wants to call in and be on camera. You can do that or choose not to. It's totally up to you. But I'm going to put the number in the chat room here in 2 seconds. Here we go. 623-242-2637. That's the number to the show. Huh. I can't believe this is happening right now. That's so cool. Well, we don't have to stay. We don't have to talk for 2 hours about it. We just need maybe 20, 30, 40 minutes. Hey, Dave Scott. I have a feeling Dave Scott might have something to do with this one. Oh, actually, maybe not, because I did send it to Bob, the show. You know, the information. All right, so we'll wait a little bit. No big deal. Just call whenever you get comfortable. No reason to rush. Now, I'm going to pull it up real quick, the SkyHub site. We talked about this, I don't know how long, 5-6 months ago. And I was just interested to talk. I wanted to talk about it because I think there's pros and cons. But this could be something that can save ufology. Now, let me stop saying ufology. Save UFO hunting, the UFO hunters, from going insane. All right, that's Bob. Let me make sure I got this on right. We're doing video. Here we go. No? Yep. Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Mr. McGwier. Welcome to GUFON. I can't believe you're doing this. Thank you so much for coming on to talk to me about this. How you doing?
I was looking at some astronomy videos on YouTube, and because I follow you, it came up right at the top of the recommended page, and there's my picture on Can SkyHub Save UFO Hunting? I'm going, what? So I tuned in.
Well, that's amazing. I'm so happy to hear that the thumbnail actually worked. All right, you know what? Well, the reason I'm glad you're here. Thank you again for doing this. The reason I wanted to talk about, the reason I wanted to talk because we are seeing drones, everything, birds, bugs, balloons, drones, satellites. Now there's going to be 40,000 of these SpaceX satellites in orbit. There's so many things that are going to be flying around that it's going to be almost impossible to tell what is a genuine UFO, off-world stuff. That's what I mean. It could be man-made, I know, but for now, I like to think of alien technology. And I was just thinking the bad stuff too. Like you have this one thing and it just sits out there and it stays on all the time, right? You leave it on 24/7?
Yep. Here it's got cameras and all sorts of other sensors in it. And it stays on 7/24 all year long. Huh. And when it says, I think this is something interesting, it sends it off to cloud storage for everyone to take a look at and see if they think it's something interesting or not something interesting. Now, right now, what we're doing is we're getting the first version is ready to hit the street. That cool box you have in your picture is the recommended design box, but not everybody has to do that. They just have to provide some kind of box for those two cameras to sit on. Initially, it'll just be the smaller camera on the left. The bigger camera, which is the pan tilt zoom, will be added later on. But inside that box are lots of sensors. So the gang that's doing all of the work has really been humping it. They've just been doing a great job. And right now, the thing detects motion. So it's still going to have the problem you're talking about, but that's not the end of the road. So as we get these videos in, that will become a large data set. And that data set will be used to exclude things which we are not interested in. So the next version of the code that goes out after this version goes out will incorporate some things to exclude crap. So it'll have satellite tracking software and airplane tracking software, and when an airplane is picked out or a satellite is picked out by the camera, it'll go down and look and say, that's a frickin' satellite. I don't care about that, and not bother us with it. So those are the easy ones. Now there are going to be some others, like military aircraft and other things. So we're going to have to get better at picking them out by their behavior. So look, this is just going to take time, but we're just going to keep adding and keep adding. And Steve McDaniel and all of those guys are doing a great job of the video coding. My particular interest is in providing an actual radar inside that box. And the way the radar works, you don't have to have a massive radar transmitter. You can track objects in your sky by using things that are near you. So let me give you an example.
Okay.
If you have a large television station or a big FM station near you, those signals are huge. And they get transmitted out in every direction, thereabouts. And when they run into things in the sky, that signal is reflected off the thing in the sky and will come back and be received by antennas you will have associated with that white box with the cameras on it. And from the motion of the thing in the sky, your perfect knowledge of where you're located, your perfect knowledge of where the transmitter is located, you can solve some math and track the object across the sky. So this is just going to get better and better and better with time. So we've got gravitometers, electromagnetic detectors, pulse detectors, looking for EMP pulses or lightning or whatever. And all of those things will be sent off to the cloud with any video we capture. So it's just a massive observational science experiment, which we're doing everything we can to keep the cost reasonable. So right now you can get one camera, one computer, one box, etc., for $400 or $500, and we're just going to keep mashing the price. No, it's not. It's not ridiculous.
I saw the price. I thought it was $1,000, like $1,100 or something. Is that with everything you have right now?
With everything in the world we've got, it's just over. It's like $1,500 if you've got everything in the world, but you don't have to start there. You can start slow, see if you like it, and if not, sell it, because I think this is going to sell off to anybody that wants it. But I mean, we're hoping that people will slowly build up their capabilities, and we get all sorts of data.
I have a really good question to ask you, because this is something I think is important to the data that you're collecting. Don't you think you should wait and get 1 year of data before you go live with this thing? So at least you know you have, obviously you've tracked things for a year. That's better than not knowing what's out in your area for you. I mean, this is going to be really, I mean, there's so much data that's going to be collected. If you have 20 of these out there in 20 different states and all that information is going up into the cloud, my God, man, do you know how much data that is? How are you storing all that? Number two. But number one, do you think you should have waited until you got that data, or do you have it?
Okay, so we have some data. We have some ability to exclude, but here's the bottom line. These machine learning algorithms, these artificial intelligence that's going to make these decisions.
Oh.
Is this a UFO or is this crap? It can't do it without the gobs of data you're talking about, because we have to train it to do better. It has to learn how to do better over time. So if it makes a mistake, we spank it. And when we spank it, it learns, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Here, let me readjust my algorithm. And all that's done automatically. And the only way to do it is get a lot of data and mark it which is for things that are good and bad. Now, we're trying to build instruments. So here is kind of what we're counting on and banking on and hoping for, is for the following kind of thing to happen. So I'm going to give you an example of a thing that inspired us.
Okay.
Peter Davenport took all the New Fork data and put it up on what's called a Google Kaggle, but it's essentially one of these massive cloud databases, and told the world, hey, have fun with all our UFO data. Tell us what you find. And hundreds of professional data scientists took that data and worked on it. So right now, I can't tell you who is going to be the best person to work on that data, But we made a promise, Rich. We promised everybody that from the get-go, the data would be open, because we don't want anybody accusing us of manipulating the data for a desired outcome. So the best way to do that is to mark the data with a hashtag, a hash number that says, okay, this is the unique identification for this video stream with all its associated data. And if you change a single bit in it, that hash will change. And so it'll always be uniquely identifiable as the thing it was the first day it came in. And I just think it's really important that we don't have any fingerprints on the data. I don't want anybody accusing us, and neither does any of the rest of the team that's currently doing all of the software work. They just don't want anybody able to accuse anybody of manipulating the data. And we don't know who, Rich, will be the best person or team to come along and do the best work on the data. We're going to make it open community, open source, open specification, and the data will never be hidden.
So, man, that's going to be a lot of data. I don't know, because if once you, in 5 years, man, I don't know how many of these things will be out there, but I think it would be enough to where I don't see how you can store all the data. Or is the cloud that big? I don't understand data storage. So how does all that data kept secure and safe and everything?
Okay, so we're using Google Cloud Storage,
okay,
and I paid for I'll just tell you right now, I paid for the first half year.
Wow.
I just said, okay, look, this is my contribution, and I'm paying for the first half year of the data. And so we've got to do enough to promote this and market it, et cetera, so that others will come along and support the data. So we have some plans up our sleeve to do events with people that we know have lots of things going on around them, or places that we want to go and collect data anyway. And some of those people we believe will support the project by helping us pay for this data storage, because it benefits everyone. So I'll give you a particular example.
Okay.
Melinda Leslie takes out tours, and they see these things all the time near Sedona, Arizona. So she's invited me to go out there and spend some time and put a SkyHub tracker near where she takes out her tours. We don't want her to take the thing on her tour, because we don't want anybody accusing us of manipulating the data.
Right.
But we're going to arrange for the SkyHub tracker to be near where she has the tour and locked behind a fence on top of an office building so she can't get to it. And as soon as she has some strange sight going on over her head, this thing will automatically record it and send it to the cloud. And so we believe that will be big publicity and probably attract other people. But really, we have a Patreon account, and people can give us, $10 a month or $5 a month, like your people do.
Mm-hmm.
And if we got a couple of hundred people giving us $10 a month, that will pay for the data storage.
Got it. Okay. And that's all made public. Anybody can go look anything up, right?
Yep. Absolutely. It's totally public. And what we're going to do is tell people how to access the data, and even provide them with some tools to access the data. But we're expecting that lots better people than us about doing all of that data science manipulation will come along and help. That's typically how these things go.
You basically answered everything without me even having to ask. I know you do this a lot, talk about it, so I kind of almost expected that. And one of my questions was, and I think I know the answer, but over time, there's going to be so much data in each city that you're going to be able to discern what is a drone and what is a satellite. If a drone's about 200 feet up, it's a small dot, and a satellite looks like a small dot. And I understand you can track satellites, but it's just, you would not be able to get that secret space program data, none of that stuff. I doubt you'd be able to get that. So we could discern what's different from, their stuff and our stuff. So I guess
I'm certain you're right, Rich. And the reason I'm certain you're right is if we get access to the infrared satellite data and we say a lot of the wrong things, it tells the United States and our allies, adversaries, how well we can do with those toys. And we don't want that stuff let out. So now I'm talking about me, and now I'm no longer involved with the government. I've dropped my security clearance and retired, so I'm standing on the outside like everybody else now. But I can tell you how they think. They don't want to tell people how well their machines work, because they don't want the adversaries to figure out how to defeat them.
Sure. I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking that, but that's true. Unbelievable. What made you want to do this, though? I don't know if I've ever heard you say why.
Okay, so I've had a bunch of experiences from the time I was young and until I was my late teens.
Oh.
And then I don't remember any experiences after that until I got into the government. I kept hearing these rumors that the Navy was having problems with UAPs and UFOs. I kept hearing these rumors while I was working with the government. And then I heard that TTSA was started and these videos were going to come out and be acknowledged. And so I got kind of interested. It really piqued my curiosity. And so I said, okay, where can I go find out something? And I want to find the kind of the least crazy person in all of ufology, and somebody's going to tell me something about how the government, the United States government and its allies, and maybe other governments, have dealt with this UFO problem. And boom, there was Richard Dolan with his national security state books. So I read his books, joined his membership. He started a forum. I became prominent in the forum, and now I'm the administrator of the Richard Dolan Forum. Okay, so he interviewed Chris Bledsoe, and when he interviewed Chris Bledsoe, I wrote Chris Bledsoe. And that says, Chris, I'm a scientist from Virginia Tech, and I have a track record, and you can go check me out. And I'd like to come and visit you. My wife and I will drive over sometime after Christmas, and if you let us, we'll spend a day or two in the area with you and get to know you. And let's talk about me working on scientific instruments that we can leave behind that will produce something that won't be these shaky videos that everybody's giving you hell about.
Right.
So he let me come over. And I learned later, after I got there, not before, that Jim Semivan had told him to let me in, that he knew me.
Oh, wow.
And so, so Semivan told him to let me in, so I went. Okay, all right. So I got there, and we talked for 2 or 3 days. I learned stuff that people still don't know. And at the end, the last night we were there, the skies cleared. And we went outside and observed together, and I saw 2 massive objects. They were brighter than heck. They flew about a few hundred feet over the trees. They did these really strange maneuvers, changed colors. They were not airplanes because they had non-ballistic motion, and then they took off. Okay, so I went, wow, that was weird. And so another one came, and Ryan Bledsoe, Chris's son, was standing next to us and saw one of these things for the first time in his life, standing next to me. So he got all crazed over it, got a video of it, and so he ran back in to tell his mom and family that he had finally seen one of these things with his dad. So I'm standing out there with Chris, and I'm looking around, seeing if I can see anything else, and I saw these flash bulbs going off in the top of the trees. And they were kind of hiding behind the limbs, and it went on for a few minutes. And I said to myself and to Chris out loud, boy, I really wish they would move out from these limbs so that I could see them clearly. And as if they read my mind, they popped up into the sky and started going off like flash bulbs in the clear sky. So that went on, Rich, for 15 minutes.
Whoa.
It was hundreds of them. And so that went on for a while, and then it stopped. And I went, well, do you think that's over? And Chris was looking around, and he says, I don't think they're gone. And I don't know how he does it. I'm just telling you what he said.
Yeah.
So I kept looking up, and I saw what I thought was smoke. And I says to myself, is there something burning? I don't smell anything burning. Then I saw that it was starting to glow, and it glowed purple. And it looked like smoke right above the trees, but it had these undulations in it like the surface of a lake.
Okay.
So it looked like the purple surface of a lake right above the trees. And I went, wow, that is really weird. And then poof, just like somebody had turned a switch, the purple stuff disappeared, and within a second, Chris said, okay, that's it, they're gone. He was not looking up. And I saw stuff disappear, and Chris said, okay, it's gone. We can go in now. And so we went in, and I went home, and just can tell you that my wife and I went home to our vacation home in Gulf Shores, and we had some strange experiences.
What?
Oh, yeah. So I'm told that people that go to see Bledsoe regularly take home hitchhikers. And we had some strange experiences, and I just said, okay, look, I picked up the phone. I called Chris. I says, okay, I'm determined. I will help you do these things, and not only that, I will work to get the scientific instruments together and over at your place, and I'm likely to have to work with others, so this goes quickly. And now Sky-Hub has started, and all these instruments are getting done, and I'm doing my part. I'm helping it go on by talking to people like your listeners, and also working on the one technical part I'm capable of doing something with, and also constantly promoting it and helping to pay for the storage of the data. And so I told Chris all of this, and the hitchhiker stopped messing with us the minute I called him and told him I would work with him.
That is that's how does that happen? I can't believe
what I'm telling you. Look, I mean, I have a PhD in a science. I never thought I'd ever see anything like this. So anyway, that's the story.
That is absolutely amazing, and if anybody would tell me that story for me to believe, it would be you. So I've also questioned Chris Bledsoe because I thought, well, not only him, his son, didn't he run into an alien that one night, and I thought his son watched him as he talked to the alien, as I remember. Is that not true?
He has 4 children. 3 of them are sons.
Okay.
So his oldest son was with him when he had the interaction.
Okay.
Young Ryan wasn't with them. Ryan is the youngest. He was not with them. And all of them had seen stuff except for Ryan when I went and visited. So Ryan has kind of always been defending his dad, always out there, but he had never had a personal experience.
Wow.
Until my wife and I visited Chris, and Ryan came out and observed with us, and Ryan had a personal experience with us. And since then, it's the floodgate for all the Bledsoes.
Oh,
They're
wow.
seeing stuff every day.
That's
Every day.
I've
Every single day.
I see what they post, and some of it's just dots and things. That's why your Space Hub would come in handy. At least we can tell.
Boy.
You know?
Exactly. So at least it won't be a handheld shaky video from a telephone.
So I remember seeing this early on, and it had the roundish monitor. Is it still like that?
Yeah, there's a round camera, what's called a pan tilt zoom, and then there's a flat camera with a glass dome on it that looks up at the all sky. That's called a fisheye lens. So the fisheye lens looks for anything in the sky, and the data stream goes into a machine learning, artificial intelligence supercomputer. And believe it or not, Rich, that supercomputer, which is made by NVIDIA, costs $100. It is a really cheap supercomputer strictly for dealing with video.
I swear you're reading my mind. You read my mind 3 times. You knew exactly what I was going to ask you. I think Bledsoe probably did something to you, man. That's amazing.
I don't know. I've been having all sorts of weird synchronicities and weird things like this.
Yes.
So, but you know, look, every time I go on a show, even if it's not with somebody that's as comfortable as I am with you, the questions are pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Somebody like you that has a lot more experience doing this, you'll ask more questions, and they typically get to be more in depth. But the basic first 10 questions are the same. So I'm just ready.
I understand that. Yeah, I've been there. I am there. Okay, so you're still partnered with I can't remember his name. Chris Cogswell. Is he still part of that?
Cogswell is Chris Cogswell is the scientific director for SkyHub. I am a member of Chris's science team, and I'm doing technical advising on some of the sensors. I'm doing testing of them, and I'm working on the passive radar that we design. So
okay.
I'm a software-defined radio expert, and I've been working on electronic warfare for decades. So I'm going to work on the passive radar that uses television stations and FM stations to provide a signal that will reflect off things that are flying over your head so you can track them.
The only downside, I would think, is just the early years of this, not having all the data you need to know what's in the sky at all times, pretty much, Yep. That's the only downside, and not being there to see it in purpose. But that's what this is replacing, so we don't have to be. I get that. Man, it's going to take a few years, I think, but what do you think? What are...
Let me say this. We've been recording and hearing about this crap for 70-something years, and if it takes 3 or 4 years to get enough data to train these machines how to exclude junk, it'll be worth it.
Do you think I don't think we'll ever get a detailed video. Is there a camera on that, or maybe eventually that would be able to track what the object is?
Oh, yeah. The pan tilt zoom camera, it'll zoom in 40 times.
Whoa.
It'll work with fairly low light. Yeah, it'll be a 40x zoom.
Holy crap!
It's going to have to be kilometers up for us not to see some kind of shape.
That's amazing. I didn't realize it was 40 times. Holy crap! Well, is it
like
right?
30 million times, whatever. But yeah. So there's a pan tilt zoom that is not yet supported, but will be part of the package. Right now, we're working on the fisheye because that is an all-sky camera. It looks at the entire sky, and it finds things of interest. And the way this is intended to work, and we believe that it'll work just fine, is the fisheye sees something, and it knows where things are in the sky because it knows north, east, west, etc.
Yeah.
And it says, okay, there's a dot. It's on that pixel. Let me tell the pan tilt zoom to go to azimuth 304 and elevation 35 and start tracking.
Wow.
And it'll zoom in on it, and it'll track it.
Oh.
And at the same time, we're looking for electromagnetic signals. We're looking for accelerations that aren't explained by gravity and all this other stuff. We're just going to have a ton of sensors on here. Temperature variations, pressure variations. This thing has all kinds of sensors in it.
I'd like to see one of these at a volcano that's active. I'd like to see one of these active near thunderstorms as well. Have you ever tested it in a thunderstorm? People see them. I've seen them go into thunderstorms. It's bizarre. I'm sure you've tested that already too, probably.
It has an EMP detector, and guess what? The EMP detector is derived from people who do weather and have lightning detectors. So it's basically a lightning detector.
Oh, wow. An EMP,
yes,
okay.
Yeah, the electromagnetic pulse is what a lightning bolt is.
How long is that now? Is that that's obviously a weather-treated box it's in and all that stuff, but what kind of wood is it made of? Do you know the wood and everything?
It's not wood. It's 3D printed material.
Oh my God! Oh, okay. It looks like wood. It looks like wood.
It's not wood. It's like 3D printed plastic or whatever.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, it looks fantastic, man, and all that. How long should that last out in the elements, depending on where it is? But
it has UV resistant material in it.
Okay. That's awesome.
So on the glass domes, you're going to need to do stuff like put rain dance or something like that on the glass, so that the water will just roll off.
Oh yeah.
And you have to do some maintenance, because you got to when dust and crap and birds poop on it, you're going to have to get the bird poop off.
But this is for the serious person. This isn't for the casual person. So people like myself would be cleaning this thing all the time, make sure it's doing its job correctly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what I found, look, there's hundreds of people that have signed up on chat.skyhub.org and are involved in the conversations. And you can go to www.skyhub.org and figure out all sorts of other stuff. But all of the conversations and the development conversations are occurring in Rocket Chat on chat.skyhub.org. And it is busy all the time. There's hundreds of people. You can see it's really hopping. And a lot of people are buying the cameras and putting stuff together. And there's always somebody in there helping them get their stuff together and get it working.
There's so much data that's going to be in this thing. I cannot see how this won't be the way we skywatch from now on. Especially like myself, I had to stay outside 10, 14 hours a day. It gets old after a while seeing nothing every day for 3 months. So I would have loved to have one of these in 2004. So are they? We can pre-order these now?
No, so the way we're doing it right now, there is no ordering. So we have a parts list and assembly instructions, because it's plug and play.
Oh man!
Except for putting things inside the box. And there we have detailed instructions. Literally, you buy the computer, you plug your Ethernet cable in, the camera sits on your Ethernet, on your local area network, and you plug an Ethernet cable in, and the Ethernet cable that goes to the camera goes to an Ethernet hub, a network hub, and the hub does power provided over Ethernet. So the Ethernet cable also powers the camera. And so it's just really simple. It's a handful of connections. You plug in your little SDHC card into the computer, and it boots into Skyhub.
That's amazing. You couldn't make it any easier, really.
It's just really easy. It's just, if anybody has a Raspberry Pi or knows anything about those, it is as easy as bringing up a Raspberry Pi. Except we're going to give you the entire image, and it'll update the software automatically. It'll automatically reach out and send the data to the cloud. You have to have an internet connection to get your data to the cloud. But let's suppose your internet connection goes down. A half terabyte of storage sitting on your local computer is like under $100 now. It's cheap.
Oh, easily.
So you could you can just store it on your half terabyte drive, which is plugged into the thing with a USB cable. And when the internet comes back, it sends it all to the cloud.
Yeah, well, I'm so glad you're making it that easy. Like I said, this isn't for somebody just getting into the field, so it's people who know what they want, and they're going to get it. I think this is the new wave of the future for ufology. I think you might be saving UFO hunting, I should be saying. You might be. You are.
I hope it helps. I hope it helps.
It will. How can it not?
Well, we've looked. I just got to tell you, Rich, we've looked. And so there have been a couple of people that have tried to do something like this, but we are seeing them not succeed.
Oh.
And the deal is they are charging money for their sensors, and they won't tell anybody how they work. They're keeping the code all secret, and it just isn't working. Whereas we are building a community, and we've got hundreds of followers.
Mm-hmm.
And Steve McDaniel and all those guys that are doing stuff all the time on the initial version of this code and the initial marketing, they are doing a great job.
Who came up? I mean, I guess it wouldn't be that, but who's putting all the sensors together? Can you say who it is or how they crafted this and put it together? Who's doing that?
Okay, so I came up with an initial list of sensors. Some of them are right and some of them are wrong. But Steve McDaniel is leading the code development, and he is putting the initial sensors in the package and writing the code to get the sensor data sent into the cloud.
Wow.
And there are other people that do development operations and maintain the chat and maintain the website and maintain the cloud connection. So Corey Gaspard is doing most of that and leading most of that. So Steve McDaniel and Corey Gaspard are doing most of the development work. And my part is to contribute some extra data for the science, doing with the passive radar. And I'm out here doing this talking all the time. So I'm trying to promote it and get people to join.
That's fantastic. I can't thank you enough for calling in. I can't think of anything else to ask you, so I appreciate it. Unless you want to talk about Bledsoe a few minutes, I'd be interested. So I interrupted something I was doing, so I kind of need to go. But I really wanted to jump on with you if you were going to talk about SkyHub, and I just happened to see my picture and said, "Well, let me see what he's doing." Well, you're doing.
Help, Rich.
Thank you very much, Bob. Thank you. Great job, and good luck. Thanks for coming on. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That is unbelievable. I can't believe he called in. Very cool. So he answered everything I was thinking about, like how it's set up, who set it up, the design, how long it lasts, how much it costs, where do we go. You go to skyhub.org and you can read all about it, skyhub.org. And I'll put all the links in the description that Bob gave up, even to the CHAT, where I guess they're talking about this. And I talked about this several months ago, but I didn't know all the intimate details. So I can't believe Bob just called in and was very, very nice about doing that. I definitely owe Bob McGwier. That was cool. I couldn't think of anything else. The sensors he went over. I mean, you look at this thing. It's all here. The TSA will initially support video feeds, RDSP, USB, GPS, the accelerator, inclinometer, air pressure, magnetometer. God, these words, I haven't said them in a long time. I think I had problems with inclinometer. I said it right, I think. Now I can't. I'm thinking ADS, B, and RF spectrum analysis. Additionally, SkyHub's open source platform allows for effortless expansions and future device support. So what it will be all fresh data. Anytime you plant one of these wherever you want it, it's going to learn the sky. That's what we need. Now, I was also curious to know, and he answered it, how does it determine little light that could be a drone light compared to the satellite light? Well, and how do you know you're going to get the right information every time? Well, that's why they keep running it over and over, and the data keeps coming in, and the more boxes that go out, the more hubs that go out, the more data is fed into the AI computer, which will eliminate the BS. And of course, they'll be checking up on it, make sure everything's working correctly. At first, I was a little bit, not 100% skeptical, because I know when you have something looking at the sky, you're halfway there. The other half is figuring out what the hell it is. And I tell you, it would have saved me a lot of time back in the day. I wouldn't have videotaped now over 1,500 satellites. But during that time, I did capture several triangles, 5 of them. 3 points of light moving in a direction. So was it 3 satellites all up at, I don't know. I don't think so. But it would have been good to know. Back then, yeah, they did have satellite. JPass, Heavens Above, I believe it was, I used. JPass, the one I used all the time. But now, you can put an app on your phone and almost do what SkyHub does, but it would take you so much more time. This thing has a pan and tilt zoom camera. It's got the upgrades are coming with the radar. Oh my God. I hope it does save UFO hunting. It can't hurt. Anything that can hurt, that's a plus. So it can't hurt. What it may do is hurt some feelings of those people who think they're seeing UFOs. How about that story? Now, I've listened to Bob McGwier on Spaced Out Radio, and I do not remember hearing the details of the story he told when he went over to Bledsoe's. I thought he just saw some dots. Maybe I got distracted in the chat room. Got to pay attention to the show. It can't be in those chat rooms. You get a piece of the show. I know, because I talked to some of you. You say, how come you don't talk about this? I go, yep, I talked about it yesterday. Oh. So I do it too. We want to have fun. We come into the chat rooms and it's a good time. And if there's something interesting to talk about on the show, we talk about it. And darn it, that was freaking awesome. Mr. Bob McGwier coming on GUFON. That was cool how he saw that. He saw the link. It does work. Now I'm a little self-conscious. I'm a little self-conscious. I can't get rid of this. There we go. No. Something just happened. Hold on. And everything's screwed. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, well, that was cool as hell. Now I got to change the title of the show. Bob McGwier calls in. All right, I want to try something while we're here, okay? Let me see if this works. I want to try this. Just for fun. Hold on. Give me a break. Let's have some fun for a second here. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Oh, nope, I hit the wrong button. Nope, I don't want that. Here we go. Let's see if this works. Is it working? Ah, there it is. Chroma cam. Pretty cool. Is it working? Yep, it's working. Science Bob was awesome, Dave. Now that story he had about Bledsoe, man. That was cool shit. Oh, I think I shut it down by accident. Oh, look at that. Holy mackerel. Yeah, you know, you don't need the green. I don't have a green screen up, although I can use it with this. It'll probably make it look better. But you can see behind me the alien through my headset because it's messing up. But if I do that, it's a little better, I guess. It's pretty weird, huh? I got a bunch of stuff. That it's not perfect, but I can pay if you pay like $225 a month or something, it'll get rid of the Chroma Cam name up there, but I don't want to spend any money on this. I got the green screen, I got the real thing. Guys, get me out of this room. Thank you. Anyway, just having a little fun. Super chat I turned off for a second. It was not the super chat, stupid dummy. The chat room. There we go. Oh yeah, let me turn me back on to the regular camera here. Yeah, goosh. All right. Just wanted to have a little fun. A little fun. Yeah. I don't know. I don't see it working on did it work? It did? It didn't work? Oh, it didn't work. Hold on a second. Oh yeah, it did work. Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? It's pretty wild, man. It's amazing what you can do when you have a computer that works. I tried that with the old computer once, and it said it's not compatible, and yeah, it wouldn't work. All right. Well, that was a great. I mean, if I was smart, I would end the show now on a high, yeah? But I'm going to try to ride this high out since Bob called in. And now, I don't have that up. And now, all right. A couple of weeks ago, I did Bob Lazar. Not me. I played Bob Lazar body language from this, from the guys, you know, that panel.
Going on.
And I want to continue where we left off. What is the name? The behavior panel. So I want to go back and where we left off. And I figured it's more content, and I want to see what they think about these other things that Bob says. I'm just interested to see. These guys are supposed to be experts. They're supposed to be better than me. And quite frankly, I don't agree with everything they say. Maybe because, you know, I don't have a degree in it, but I should. I should. No, I'm telling you I'm being honest. All right. Let's watch these guys like we did before.
It's very like...
They're going to talk about Bob. Let's see. They're going to talk about this next one here. Here we go. Are they going to talk about me again? Yeah, Bob. Hey, what's up? I didn't see you sneak in there. I came through the back door. Good for you, Bob. I knew you were cool.
See just one type or different types?
There were 9 total. I only got...
He shook his head no. Did you see that?
Oh, it's beautiful.
There were 9 turtle. There were 9 turtles. I didn't say turtle. They could have been like turtles, really, if you saw them. If you put a UFO on its back, especially the sports model, if you turned that one upside down, it would be like a turtle on its back. Now watch how I move my head no as I say yes, there's 9 discs.
So yeah, Mark. Yeah, you nailed that.
Did you see just one type or different types?
There were 9 total. I only...
Did you see the no? Is Bob actually lying? He shook his head no. Oh, I'm sorry. You want to hear what these guys say?
Yeah, Mark. Yeah, you nailed that.
Did you see just one type or different types?
There were 9 total.
Oh!
I only got to essentially work, back engineer, or analyze one of the craft. But there was...
He did the head tilt to the right. No head tilt to the right. Unbelievable. This guy's lying out his ass. You know what happened? He got better at it over the years, and that's the ones we see all the time. This one I barely remember.
There's a separate hangar for each of the crafts, and each one was essentially different in its visual appearance.
Did anybody tell you where the U.S. Navy intelligence got the craft from?
No, not at all. That's a lot of...
Empathetic no. Kind of almost gave himself heads up, like no, and then he tilted it to the side, meaning let's all go to sleep. No, Bob. It means you're deceptive.
People have speculated about it, that they were either shot down or they crashed, but...
They were either shot down or crashed? Didn't he say that they were found in an archaeological dig site? Yes. That's all bullshit, Rich.
The craft seem undamaged, so I doubt either of those would be correct.
Wait, Bob, did you just tell me this is all bullshit? It's all bullshit. So you're admitting that you lied? Yep, I admitted it. Can you say I lied about working at S4? COVID. I can't do it, Rich. I really work there. I'm just trying to be funny. I'm not funny at all.
Is everybody good?
Yep. Yeah.
Let's move on.
One of the 9 flying discs he says he saw at the base, which was designated
Sports
S4,
model.
looks exactly like this UFO photographed in Europe. Lazar called it the sport model.
I gave everything simple names. There's the top hat one, and you know.
The top hat one. That's my favorite. I stole that from It was an old photograph from 1942. I stole that idea from a TV show. I'm Bob Lazar.
The Jello mold and the sport
Jello
model
pudding,
operated.
the Jello pudding. Of course, he's talking about a pudding mold. Pudding mold. Is that what he said? A pudding mold?
Let's move on.
One of the 9 flying discs he says he saw at the base, which was designated S4, looks exactly like this UFO photographed in Europe. Lazar called it the sport model.
I gave everything simple names. There's the top hat one, and the Jello mold, and
you see that? He's like, oh God, what a lion sack of beep.
The sport model operated, without any hitches at all. I mean, it looked new. If I know what a new flying saucer looks like. One of them looked like it was hit with some sort of projectile. It had a large hole in the bottom and a large hole in the top with the metal bent out, like some sort of,
That's weird, because when he was on Joe Rogan, he said it was a small hole in the bottom. I know he did. I wrote it down. It's exactly what he said. I did say that, Richard, because I changed my mind over the years, because relatively speaking, shut up.
Large caliber, 4 or 5 inch projectile had gone through it.
Okay. Well, right here, I know you guys got a ton of stuff about this one, but he didn't, when he talks about the specifics of the hole, remember on the Joe Rogan one, he talks about how this ship is on its edge and how you can see he doesn't do this number.
Right.
Because he says it came from the bottom and went up. Then he would have said from the side this way. So that tells me that's an inconsistency there. Again, I want to believe this cat's telling the truth, but this shows me deception in the comparative view of the past and the present.
I agree with this guy.
Talking about that, and he uses his hands to create that picture. And like as Chase was saying before, that's so important because he's
the reason he does it. Can I explain why? The reason Bob is using his hands, I think, because I still want to believe he worked there. I think he did, but I think he's so used to being interviewed and people asking him, so what did it look like? Well, it kind of looked like a blossoming flower on one side and a projectile in its ass.
Building, I don't know if he's looking at him. I didn't notice that, but he's creating that picture in your mind, so you'll have that as he tells the story. That's why he's a good storyteller as well, Greg, because as he tells the story, he builds it and he starts making pictures for you. Again,
That's not true. I am a horrible story. See?
Building pitches for entrepreneurs. One of the things you do is you want to build a picture they can take out of their head and then go home and pop it in their wife's head or their husband's head, because they're going to say, what did you do? What happened today? You're going to invest in whatever it was? And I'm thinking about it. Yeah. Why? Because if you're going to put $300,000 or $1.2 million in that thing, you got to be able to explain that to your person. Just, you got to be able to nail. So they go, it sounds good to me, because you're not pitching to the husband or the wife or the other person. You're pitching to that person, and you've got to give him something to take home. And that's what he's doing. He's giving us some things to take home and think about later. When you think about that hole, not this, but in the other one, it should have been that way, if that makes sense. All right, Chase, what do you got?
I agree. And I will say in disagreement with one thing, that the building the pictures, I would not classify as a strong deceptive behavior. I speak like that naturally. I write fiction. So when I talk about stories, I want you.
See, that tells me he's just trying to create something negative out of nothing with that. People talk with their hands. Italians do it even when they're dreaming. I'm dreaming I'm throwing up signs. Unbelievable, this freaking guy. Forget about him.
In it. So if I'm telling...
Again, like I said, he's a nice guy, the host of the show, I think, and my least favorite of 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm telling you about some cool party. I'm telling you about the towing the kids on the boat in the tube.
I go with Lex Luthor every time. Lex Luthor, look at that guy. If that's not a smart-looking fella, I don't know what is. It's a nice shirt. Look, got it pressed, Collar's not too crazy. He's got no undershirt on. Got a nice, yeah, right? Yeah. Actually, they all look pretty good. He just looks smart. He looks smart. He's here. I should shut up.
I'm gonna try to get you in there as much as I can. I'm gonna talk about the wake and all the boats out there on the lake on the 4th of July. All that's gonna be in there. And the inconsistency that you pointed out, Scott, in this video, I imagined a ground artillery unit shooting a 5-inch shell upward through the craft. In his previous one on Joe Rogan, I imagined them performing this test in the lab from the side. So I think that's a very interesting thing to take note of. It's a good data point here. And I've waited for who knows what reason to challenge Greg on the rote, and maybe I'm scared. I've been reading Greg for 10 years before I got to meet this guy.
Here we go. Oh, wait just a second. All right. Let's do this.
Memorization. Mm-hmm. I think there is a possibility that this guy, as brilliant as he is, I think he may be on the spectrum.
Wait till the next video.
So with this possibility, this rote memorization could be a result of him from the age of 4 onward building a mask and how people like to hear stories. How do mom and dad, what makes their eyebrows go up, what makes them squeeze me? All of this, we're developing masks. So he's just remembering techniques to communicate instead of being deceptive. And I'm just saying that that's a possibility.
That is what I've said that before about my nephew. He had to learn to lie really well so his father would believe he was doing homework, or did he do his chores? And his father was an asshole. And if you didn't do your chores and he found out, you're done for. So he learned how to lie real well. He learned that to get him and his mother's attention, that he had to come up with fantastic stories or they were bored out of their mind. I mean, they raised this kid to be so afraid to speak. He hates going in public at 28 years old. He's been living with my parents for 10 years and they changed him quite a bit, but he's still out there, man. And that says a lot about maybe how Bob was raised. Maybe Bob was raised in that environment where nobody paid attention to him. You know what I mean? They didn't care what he had to say unless it was something fantastical. So he always was really good at telling truthful stories because he had a lifetime since 4 or 5 years old. He had a lifetime up until that point of telling these stories and getting away with it. So it's how people become real good assholes. That's why you always hear people don't change. A leopard doesn't change its spots. I think people change, but not 100%. I've changed, but I could still be the asshole, but I'm a nicer asshole. Anyway, I don't think we need to keep... Oh, yeah, I want to hear what the gentleman up here in the top left with no hair has to say, because I always like what he says on these. See if I agree.
I'm not saying that there's an absence of deception.
And you know what? So I accept the challenge and love that. I do think that there are anomalies, right? I would not say this is a guy doing this, except you'll see in the next few videos, he's not always been that way. And once you memorize, here's the problem, guys, cover stories. Cover stories, I'm going to show you very quickly why a cover story doesn't work. When I remember something, I remember the 9th word of the Star Spangled Banner or the 5th word of Stairway to Heaven, whatever word it is, and try to remember that, watch your eyes. 90% of you are going to go slightly up into your left. 10% are going to go slightly up and to your right. That's just the way we're wired. It's not absolute. You have to figure it out in every person. I'm going to ask you another question. Remember your kindergarten teacher. What did he or she look like? Watch your eyes dance up into your head as you recall a visual cue, and it's going to be left or right. That's how we work. That's how we are wired. None of us do this. We don't all go to the same auditory cue over and over and over. But, and Mark, you being an acting coach and an actor, you know this. People who act, I call it play acting. People who play act don't have emotions They have words. People who act internalize it, and it comes out as part of who they are. And so they feel and their eyes move and they sense. And it's how you can tell a good actor from a bad one. The people who just memorize lines, they all go, nah, 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 because they're repeating the lines. Watch a bad actor on stage. Go to a high school play and look for the good actors and the bad actors. The bad ones are going to be standing there regurgitating Shakespeare with no feeling. The guys who get it, they're feeling what they're saying because they're internalizing it. And so watch this guy, because what you're going to see is in his younger years, when you ask him a question he doesn't know the answer to, he's going to have to go and make it up, and his eyes are going to deviate dramatically from what he's doing on Joe Rogan. Watch. And
That's
I think,
what I
yes,
said.
there can be
I
deviation.
can't believe that's what we just said. Well, not just, but that's crazy. Yeah, because he is different. He got better over the years. He got better at telling his story. That's what I was saying. I got to tell you, I'm doing rather well.
And I agree with you, Chase, 100%. A person can have an anomaly of a body language, and you have to look for it.
All right. We get it. I like it. I like that we talk about the body language, because we're going to continue this. I don't know when. Could be 2 shows, could be tomorrow, but it will be for now, till we get done, till we learn everything there is to know about body language. Maybe not. Maybe I don't know what I'll do with it, but I like it. So if I still like it, tough darts. I think you guys like it. You know you do. Oh, well, I didn't know that was going to happen. This one?
And music streaming service.
All right, I got a UFO sighting.
Paul Barrett's third phase.
How do we
of
turn
moon,
that off?
The strangest.
I got a UFO sighting I found. This one is from a channel, Brian Patton. He's got 348 subscribers. And he calls this unidentified traveler Richard Lenny, friend of the show from the UK, I believe. Is he in the UK? I think he is. He sent this put this on my Facebook page, so I thought it was cool. Here we go. It's actually not bad. Watch around here. It looks like the screen froze for a second, but it didn't. The object did. It's pretty wild stuff, man. I mean, it just stopped. Nah, there's no sound. That's it. Pretty wild, huh? Meteor watch. Southeast. September 19th. At, what is that? 12:52 a.m.? Not even 1 o'clock a.m. Here, I guess he plays it. Whoa, watch over here. Yeah. That's just bizarre. It's something. I don't know. I doubt it's a drone. And I know for a fact that is not a satellite. That, my friends, is a legitimate, unidentified object. Is it flying, or is it floating, or is it moving through space and time differently than we understand? Because then it wouldn't be flying. It would be traversing. Traveling? Is that what it is? What if it time traveled, it just transported then? That's what it's doing. Maybe it's transporting. You heard when Dr. J came on and he was talking about how Bob Lazar said the UFOs put this gravitational field around them, and then they open up time and space in front of them where they want to go to. and they keep chasing the hole in front of them that they open, and their whole spaceship is being protected by a force field. Sounds like science fiction. Is it science fact? By the way, if you're not watching Star Trek Continues, if you like Star Trek, you're missing out on Star Trek. But today, I want to play more of it. It's phenomenal. I can't think. Yeah. It's weird. It's a weird night. Something just happened. What just happened? Hey, Lunar Sparkles. Hey, Stu Gerson. How you doing? Welcome to the show. David Johnson. How you doing, David Johnson? Welcome to the show. Well, the last few minutes. What was that? Oh, yeah. Let me pull. Oh, John's. Okay. Well, I think I'll do that tomorrow, John. I think I'll do that tomorrow. I want to see something first. Maybe I will. Maybe I will do it. Hold on. Jim, because I had something else I needed to show you. Oh, it's Khufu's secret exposed from thermal anomalies detected in Great Pyramid bricks. This is from you. This is a video? Better be, because I can't speak all this now. I don't even know how I lasted this long. Here, let me pull this up. It's from it's National Geographic. Yeah, I can't play it. I'm pretty sure I can't. What the hell? I'm pretty sure I can't. It's National Geographic. Yeah, it is. Can't play it. Damn it. I didn't see that. I'm glad I caught the small print. Yeah, I am. Yeah, John. We'll just do that tomorrow then. No? Was around 1,000 feet up, looked like the size of a small bus. It moved like a snake, curving like an S shape forward. Yep. 50 to 60 miles an hour. Hey, thanks, Neil. Neil, I can't see the rest of your... thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. Neil, the security. Yeah, we're almost done. So thank you. Yeah, I appreciate you coming here, hanging out. Nice to meet you. I need to pull one more thing up then. Oh, what am I doing? Yeah, here we go. No? No. I don't know why. People take what you say the wrong way. I didn't mean it in a bad way. I was just saying it. I don't understand it. I can't like everything. We're not always going to agree on everything. I don't know.
My name's Joe Biden. I'm running for this.
I don't know if I played this, but I'm really upset. Yeah. I don't like Joe Biden. Because he's scum. Because he's a racist. Yeah, I said it. He said the N-word. The quid quo bro thing for his son. And then he just called the military, you stupid bastards. Clap, you stupid bastards. He really said that. It's not doctored. It's legit. So, anyway, 3-2, go.
In this case, running for president of the United States, look me over. If you like what you see, help out. If not, vote for the other person. I just spoke at a
nice guy.
At Dartmouth on healthcare at the medical school, or not. I guess I wasn't actually on the campus, but the people from the medical school were at the. I want to be clear. I'm not going nuts. I'm not sure whether it was a medical school or where the hell I spoke, but it was on the campus. I want to thank Rich Fitzgerald, the county executive, Allegheny County executive, for being here. And I propose, and I'm going to digress slightly. We're in a situation. The president asked me to head up a cancer moonshot.
President Biden.
I'm gonna digress slightly. Moonshot.
The president asked me to head up a cancer moonshot.
President Biden, just to be clear, would you or would you not rejoin the TPP, yes or no?
I would not rejoin the TTP as it was initially put forward. In Guatemala, El Salvador, and to win and say in Honduras and say, look, I know I'm called middle class, Joe. It's not meant as a compliment. Means I'm not sophisticated.
It's not meant as a compliment.
And there's an area where there's an important difference between the candidates. I'm running. The country wasn't built by Wall Street bankers, CEOs, and hedge fund managers. This guy is moving to format.
See, I am confident. Now, I'm not a facial doctor. What do they call those plastic surgeons? But to me, it looks like he's had a facelift, right? Doesn't his skin look taut since he came out of that basement, man? I think that's why they put him away for a while. They had to make him look younger, but he looks like Joan Rivers. Doesn't he? Am I wrong? I don't think I'm wrong on that. I think the guy had a little bit of work. And that goes up pretty high. They lifted right there. Tried to lift that. I mean, he looks like he's got the devil, right? He's like the devil. There are pictures of him as the devil. He's just not a nice man. And you know what? You want to say you feel sorry for the guy? He can still do a debate for an hour and 40 minutes. But I don't think he's got 4 years left on the planet. I mean, he's degrading. He's digressing real fast is what he is. Sad. Sad. You hate to see it. You know? See, that shouldn't happen. Should never, ever do that, and it does. And I can't fix it. It's got to be my fault. That's all I got tonight. I want to thank everybody for coming out, hanging out. It's a weird show, but what a great show. Bob McGwier called in from skyhub.org. If you guys are interested in that, check it out. I'm going to put all the links that were mentioned on the show in the description. After the show. See, it happens to me. Getting old, and I'm only 52. I can't see myself doing this 25 years later like this. It's no way. It's impossible. Joe's doing pretty good. He did good. I don't think he won the debate, but he did all right. It was close. We'll be back tomorrow between 10 p.m. and 7 p.m. 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. I'm overthinking now. I got Biden on the Maiden. Biden on the Maiden. Did you hear what I said? Don't ever say smart. Thank you, moderators. Thank you, super chatters. Thank you, veterans. And thank you, newcomers. See you tomorrow on GUFON. I don't know what my slogan is anymore. What is it? I don't remember. That's what it is. I don't remember. That's the slogan. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Have a good night, everybody. Unbelievable.